Well, hello, Quesnel, and welcome to Q Today. I'm Allison Duddy.
And I'm Nate Bello, and this is our show for April the 30th.
Our top stories from The Observer: Correlieu students hold candidates to task, and the 2012 Volunteer Citizen of the Year is named.
And coming up later in our show, one of our more popular segments, Susan MacNeill is back with another home-based business installment.
Okay, here at Q Today, we bring you the recent news from the Quesnel Caribou Observer, and we also bring you our own stories from the community. So let's get right on to the news here with Nate.
Okay, as everybody knows, it's election time, and the youth were into it at Correlieu last week, Allison. All three candidates, Duncan Barnett of the NDP, Correlieu Oakes for the Liberals, and Independent Bob Stimpson were asking for support from approximately 500 students and teachers. Of course, 90% of them can't vote, but some were able to vote. Some of the students were able to vote when they registered, because Elections BC were there. They were on hand to register those students who will be 18 on voting day, May 14th. After introductory statements, the candidates were grilled with excellent questions. Barnett was asked about agriculture. He responded that with his strong background in ag, he was happy with his NDP platform. He pointed to his party's promise to expand extension services, the implementation of a locally grown food in hospitals, and market creation. Simpson responded to the needs of the elderly in a question given to all candidates. He said that we need to streamline services and delivery. He also noted the need for affordable housing and assisted living. Correlieu Oakes was asked what changes she would like to see in Caribou North. She responded by saying she was passionate about entrepreneurship. She said she supported getting young people getting involved in small businesses, as it's the heart of the community. And in her editorial, Autumn McDonald said she was very, very impressed. The students were engaged, as she put it. She added, "Congratulations to all students asking questions, discussing the issues, and ensuring their voices were heard. And hats off to the teachers for instilling a sense of relevance and passion for policy and politics."
That's great. Good to see
It was
you
really
getting
good.
involved.
Yeah,
for
we
sure.
had the camera there, and the students are editing a film. We might get it on later on, but
Oh, great.
if there's time. Yeah,
Yeah.
but they were really into it too.
Good stuff. Great to hear. Well, last week, the Volunteer Citizen of the Year Awards Gala took place, and congratulations go out to Jean Stimpson, who was named the 2012 Volunteer Citizen of the Year. Now, Ron Paul also received the Lifetime Achievement Award, and this year there were 3 silent heroes that were also recognized, and they were Jean Muir, Jean Pascuzzo, and Jean Gelinas. That's a lot of Jeans.
Jean.
I know.
Yeah.
Congratulations also to the other nominees: Bernice Heinzelman, Linda Atkinson, Keith Watkin, Pat Clausen, and Helene Boudreau. It's really great to see people that are community-minded being recognized for the time, the effort they put into all these various causes. And I know you know, Nate, volunteerism is becoming a hot topic lately. A lot of organizations are having a hard time recruiting new volunteers, so it's just great to see people recognized for their accomplishments.
Well, congratulations again to all the nominees and winners this year.
You bet. And we're also going to have some more pictures coming up, because Dave Sutton is back with Sutton Shutters.
Oh, that's
and
great.
He
Yay,
was
Dave.
he was at the gala, so we'll have some more pictures coming up a bit later too.
That's good. And you know, Bushy Lake and Parkland communities also had volunteer events.
They did, yeah,
so,
in the last week.
So it's really come around the idea, let's remember to honor our volunteers.
That's right.
The new Focus Society has been granted a provincial contract through the Ministry of Jobs, Tourism and Skills Training for the Welcoming Communities Action Plan. This is a community project bringing together a variety of agencies and individuals to create a plan which is now in the implementation phase. The project's aim is to help the community become more welcoming and inclusive for new Canadians who choose Quesnel. as their home. Executive Director Pat Colborne said it is in the best interest of this community, both socially and economically, to welcome and assist new Canadians settling into Quesnel and area. The Welcoming Communities Action Plan Advisory Committee is also putting a great deal of effort into planning a spectacular, it's going to be spectacular, Canada Day celebration this year. They will be celebrating the diverse mosaic that makes up Canada's culture. And if you want to be more informed about this project and the program, call Pat at the New Focus Society, 250-992-3119.
Sounds like a great plan. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went to
Definitely.
one of their meetings, and it was great because sometimes we don't realize how many different cultures are in Quesnel, but there are very many, and it was a great group, and they're very excited. I think they're going to have a big multicultural dinner also on May 1st, and so there's neat things happening.
All right. Well, two long-term city employees, Andre Laporte and Dennis Baptiste, received their formal send-off into retirement at last week's council meeting. Laporte started with the city in July of 1975 as a laborer. His assignments included positions as a truck driver 2 and equipment operator 1, then on to the position of sub-foreman equipment operator in 2005, which is the position that he is retiring from. Now, Dennis Baptiste began with the city in March of 1974. He was brought in to help clean up the city and was assigned the job of sweeping sidewalks and picking up litter. Now, his duties have expanded over the years to include painting, shoveling, snow, and most importantly, being an ambassador for the city of Quesnel, which he's done a great job of. Both Baptiste and Laporte have been valued employees for almost 4 decades and will be missed by staff, co-workers, and the community. Council thanked both for their service to the city and wished them all the best in their retirement. I know I'll miss Dennis, seeing Dennis around doing his jobs around the city.
There'll be somebody else doing that job.
I can't even imagine. He's been almost my whole life. I remember seeing Dennis around.
Well, 74 is a little while ago.
It's a little while ago, definitely.
The Quesnel Museum has a mystery on their hands, and one of their volunteers, Mary Lust, is working to solve it. Maybe you can help. It started recently when a volunteer unpacked a donation to the museum book sale and found an unexpected contribution. There was a photo album and some loose photos mixed with the donated books. Well, there was nothing to identify the owner, and she was unsure of what to do with it. So she began to put her
genealogy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It says it right there. I did genealogy skills to work and ascertain the pictures were taken in the United States. Very good work. The album was dated 2006, the prints 2007, and most of the references were to a family member named Leslie. They would really like to get these pictures back in the hands of the owner, so if you recognize the items, get in touch with the museum, and just remember, the museum book sale takes place May 4th from 10 to 2 p.m. at the museum.
That would be awful. I can't, you're doing a good deed and you're donating books, and here you end up donating something that obviously wasn't intended to be donated.
Right, exactly.
What a shame.
It'd be nice if you get those pictures back to the family.
For sure. All right, moving on to sports. Starting this Friday, Candace Miller from Reason to Run will take new runners from zero to hero. Now, a 5K run, constitutes a hero. So participants wanting to run off winter cobwebs will start slowly and move up over the 8 weeks of the program until they're running the whole 5K without pause. The group starts slow with more walking than running, and then they crank up the pace 1 week at a time. To cap off their accomplishment, participants will be able to partake in a timed 5K run at the end. The only requirements to join the group are a $50 fee, a pair of runners on your feet, and a water bottle in your hand. And if, at the end of the June 25th conclusion of the program, your need to run hasn't been fully satiated, graduates are welcome to slide into the trail running group, which starts just a couple of weeks earlier on June the 6th. The trail running group costs $75 and runs through to July the 11th. Sounds interesting. What do you think, Nate? Get out there and do some running?
I hate running. I just can't stand it.
Me too.
I mean, Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, it sounds like it's a good idea, but you're bouncing up and down. And I have tried, actually, because I'm going for walks, I've tried to jog a little bit. And I try to jog a little bit more and more.
Yeah.
But there's something about it that just doesn't seem natural, you know? I don't have a spear in my hand. Maybe a spearman going after those mammoths would make it more natural.
There you go.
Well, the multi-center clock is ticking down. John did a special report on fundraising activities today. Let's take a look.
It looks like most people in Quesnel support the idea of a new multi-center to replace the aging arena infrastructure and upgrade from borrowing the local high school theater for artistic productions. Mike Russell, president of the Quesnel Minor Hockey Association, feels it's time we had a new facility.
The people of Quesnel have been blessed to see some really good hockey over the last 60 years, and we want to see hockey continue in this community for the next 60 plus years. With a new modern facility, that only opens more doors for every aspect of this game. Again, it gives kids more to strive for. It's a more enjoyable, entertaining environment. I mean, there's a benefit from the ice surface to the ice plant to the chillers to the dressing rooms to the foyer facility to the spectating area. So I think it's a win-win for the community of Quesnel. It's a win-win for these kids, and it's a win-win for Quesnel Minor Hockey.
Bernice Heiselman, the Multi-Center Fundraising Committee Chair, believes Quesnel needs a full-time theater to promote the arts in the community.
I think the number one benefit for the multi-center in our community is that the ability for people to be able to have real live theater in our community. Correlieu has been very good to us, but now we've outgrown that, and we really need a facility in order that we can bring in larger acts into our community, as well as have our own wonderful people that we have to be able to perform, like Wilpan City Dance and other theater productions that we have in our community.
While millions of dollars have been acquired for the project, there's still a $5 million shortfall. The community originally hoped the federal government would be able to chip in the rest. However, it seems funding is available only for upgrades and not for new facilities.
Unfortunately, our stumbling block is the federal government right now. The community has been awesome. Businesses have stepped up to the plate. The corporate sponsorship has been great. We're continuing to work on that. And the provincial government has supported us. And where we're falling down, and we're about $5 million short, where we're falling down is the investment from the federal government. And I really believe it's about all of us. We just don't take no for an answer, and you know, we saved our money through the Northern Development Trust, and that that initiative allowed us to have some more funds, like $2 million to go towards it. The provincial government, we never let up with the lobbying there, and we're in constant contact with our MP, and we're also talking to other ministers. So it's just a matter of having a program that will be able to accommodate what we're doing.
The fundraising committee is still optimistic the funds can be generated locally, and fundraising is in full swing. Just go to www.ourmulticenter.com to view options.
Well, right now we're on a big fundraising campaign, and as the chair, I am really thrilled with the donations that are currently coming in. So we really don't have that much further to go. So we're really excited, and Quesnel is a wonderful community, and people are really starting to come on board and donate, purchasing seats and purchasing rooms, so it's very exciting.
All right, as Nate mentioned at the top of the show, Susan MacNeill is back with her segment on home-based business. This time, Susan speaks with Lisa McCarter of Porcupine Design. Let's take a look.
Welcome, Quesnel. I'm Susan MacNeill, and I'm here with another segment of our home-based businesses. And today we have Lisa McCarter, and thank you for coming, Lisa.
Thanks for having me, Susan.
And you have Porcupine Designs. What a unique name. Can you tell us a little bit about how that came about and how long you've been here with that?
I have a science background, and my sister-in-law had given us a box of handmade soap that she had made. And we had moved to Quesnel, and I was looking for something more creative to do. And she had got us hooked on the homemade soap, and she quit sending it. So I started making my own. And
I guess you would.
And it's addictive. There's lots of different things that you can do. There's no end to what you can put in soap. So I started making more, and the house was getting full, and I started going to the farmer's market, and it sort of carried on from there.
Okay. And you've been in Quesnel for how long doing this?
It's been almost 20 years now.
Oh my goodness. And you know, I have to thank the producer of our home-based business connection book, because honestly, I did not know that. And I'm so thrilled to have you here today to talk about soap. And here is a big bar of soap. I see that you cut this, obviously you cut them down into smaller sizes.
Yes, yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the process of how you decide what goes into the soap and how it sets? And how
Well, I use the same basic recipe for all of my soaps. It's a vegetable oil base. It's coconut oil, olive oil, palm oil, and canola oil, and water and sodium hydroxide, which is lye. And all soap is made with lye. There's no way to get around it. It's a chemical reaction of an acid reacting with a base, and you need lye to drive that reaction, or some kind of acidic function.
Okay. Having that science background is obviously coming in.
Yeah, all that chemistry wasn't such a waste after all.
No, I'm sure your parents are proud.
Yeah, they had no idea.
Yes. Okay.
So it's there's a lot of resources now on the internet.
Okay.
And there are calculators, Excel spreadsheets, where you input the kind of oil that you're wanting to use, how much of that oil you want, and it will calculate exactly how much water and lye you need.
Oh my gosh, so it's just a built-in formulary.
It is, yeah. And all you need is a good scale and your ingredients and and paying attention. It's kind of like making cake. You need to make your ingredients add up correctly.
Pay attention.
And pay attention, and you will get nice soap out the other end.
Oh my gosh. I just love this. I just love it. It's so cool. So you've brought some crystals here. I gather these are bath salts?
That's bath salts, yeah.
And this one says bath salts, cold and flu. So what would actually be in here that this would be soothing?
It's sea salt and Epsom salts, which are both like a detox mechanism when you have a hot bath. And then I add essential oils. I like natural health solutions.
Okay.
And so I add tea tree oil, lavender oil, peppermint oil, and eucalyptus oil, all of which have a variety of functions for your immune system and your sinuses, which help clear things out.
Awesome, awesome. Oh, wow. So would you like to explain to our viewing audience, Barb, or Lisa rather, sorry, how to get in touch with you?
I can be reached at home. I have a small workshop in my basement. My phone number is 250-992-9769. I'm on Facebook. I have a website, which is porcupinedesigns.ca.
Okay.
And I'm also available, my products are available at Caribou Keepsakes, Green Tree Health and Wellness, and Karen's Deli, and any one of those groups can also put you in contact with me.
Wow, that's fabulous. So just want to touch base quickly here. You have a couple of sprays. One is a lavender spray, and one is an outdoor spray. So I'm kind of intrigued with the outdoor spray. Can you tell me what that means and what it is?
That's my alternative to bug spray.
Oh,
so it's a blend of essential oils, which are supposed to help repel bugs in mosquitoes, flies, and it's a natural alternative to DEET.
Oh, and I know some of our viewing audience will be interested in that for sure. I know lots of people that don't want to put the bug repellent on their children, for example, because it has DEET in it.
Yeah, so, well, DEET's not good for anybody.
You know,
even adults.
Yes.
So it's a hormone disruptor.
Oh, is it?
So you absorb it through your skin, and it's toxic.
So well, I will
keeps
believe
mosquitoes away, but it's not doing you any favors.
Well, thank you. That's good information to know. Now I see you have some washcloths here, and I'd like you just to touch base on what they're made out of, and how come you decided to add this to your product line? I mean, it seems natural, I guess, because it's you're dealing in a lot of the soaps and the bath products.
Yeah, it's just a little value-added thing if people want to buy a little package as a gift.
Oh, that's right.
There's the soap, there's the washcloth. Okay. I also do pottery, which I didn't bring in today, but I make pottery soap dishes, and I I make shaving mugs and a shaving soap.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be
Yeah, so
another
there's-
segment for sure. We'll have to do that. My husband
yeah.
shaves with
It's
a
just-
shaving mug and shaving soap.
Yeah,
So
it's odds and ends, and I like really brightly colored washcloths. It makes them easier to find in the sink, and I can't always buy them in the store. So
well, and it's
I do
a
my
nice
own.
natural product, right?
Yeah.
They're made out of cotton.
They're made out of cotton, and I'll sometimes, if I'm at a wool shop, I'll pick up some organic cotton,
Okay.
which are the beigey ones. Those are an organic cotton, because
Lovely.
people like to have
Yes.
organic
And I actually
stuff.
travel with my own washcloth, believe
Yeah.
it or not. I like to take it, my own.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I don't know what else to say, Lisa. This is fabulous.
Yeah.
We now know where to get in touch with you, and I really thank you for coming in today, and I look
very
forward
welcome.
to being in touch and seeing some of your other products, and I think I'll be in
Okay.
for the shaving mug, because my husband's still the old shaving mug thing
Yeah.
with the soap, and he likes that. So
Yeah.
again, thanks, Lisa.
Thank you so much.
Great. Well, that wraps up another episode for us on the Home-Based Business segment, Quesnel. Thanks for listening.
Well, Dave Sutton is back with some great pictures from last week's Volunteer Citizen of the Year, Allison. Let's take a look at Sutton Shutters.
Now it's time to see what's happening locally with our community calendar.
QToday. 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 QToday.
And as always, thank you very much, Quesnel Lions Club, for helping us to make this show possible. Their next garage sale is Saturday, May 25th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Maple Park Mall. And the Lions Mother's Day Pancake Breakfast is May the 12th at the Lions Housing Lot on the corner of Reed Street and McNaughton. As you know, all the proceeds stay right here in our community and go to those in need. And reminder, you can watch us anytime on the web at qcatv.ca, thanks to Eddie D'Souza, or check us out on Facebook, Big Q, Big T, all one word.
You're very muted today, Nate. Normally
Okay.
it's big Q,
Okay.
big T.
We'll
Come
do it
on,
again.
come on, get
All
into
right.
it.
And you can watch us on Facebook. Big Q, Big T. All one word.
Thanks, that's better.
All
That's
right,
more
you're
like
right.
it.
Yeah.
All right, coming up on our next show is a special Election Day offering. All the 3 candidates for MLA will have 4 minutes to tell you why you should vote for them. And that program will run right up until the day before you vote on May the 14th.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's important to vote, Allison. And you know why it's important to vote?
Tell me.
The one thing is people just kind of lecture kids, get out there and vote, get out there and vote. Well, I've talked to a lot of people over the time at the doorsteps. Why don't they vote? They just don't feel empowered. Mm-hmm. I think the main thing to realize for a person, if they could just realize it, is that they're in a community.
Yeah.
And as a community, we select leaders. Everybody gets only one. The fat cats don't get any more. They only get one. So you got your one, they've got their one. Let's pick good leaders. Without you, it's impossible.
Thanks, Nate. Well, that is it for this show. We want to hear from you with your story and your comments on our show. Remember, whatever you think is important, we definitely think is important. So email us at qtoday@shaw.ca with your story, or ask us to cover a story you know the community would just love to hear more about.
Remember,
Q Today is about
Quesnel talking to Quesnel.
Bye for now.
I am a keeper of honeybees, that's my liquid gold, you see. Our dreams are many and most come true. Quesnel is home, sweet home for me. The Caribbean nations were the first ones here, then the Europeans and Chinese. What our pioneers built, we can all be proud. Quesnel is home, sweet home for me. Quesnel, my home along the mighty Fraser in the heart of BC. The land of golden honey, tall pine trees. Quesnel is home, sweet home for me. Twin City in Japan, Surawi, teachers sharing and diversity. We learn from each other and plan to win. Quesnel is home, sweet home for me. We live in the spirit of fellowship, brotherhood and camaraderie. So many cultures share the gold pan city. Quesnel is home, sweet home for me. Quesnel, my home along the mighty Fraser in the heart of BC. The land of golden honey, tall pine trees. Quesnel is home, sweet home for me. The land of golden honey, tall pine trees. Quesnel is home, sweet home for me.